Pwede nang sumabak sa regular na kolehiyo ang mga estudyanteng may special needs. Ang tawag po dito ay inclusive education.
No, inclusive education should not be implemented because there will be discrimination among students and it is hard to adopt.
Inclusive education generates and provides acceptance and understanding towards the needs of the students, and also identifies the differences, diversity, and cultural backgrounds of the student. As student characteristic differences are also included, such as physical, cognitive, literary, and social abilities. It does not exempt any student for acquiring auxiliary aids that are needed in some instances, but the prime goal is to establish equality.
Inclusion in education ensures that a disabled student has every right and capability to receive fundamental trainings like regular students. Their disability should not stop them from attending the schools and classrooms with the other children without disabilities. This creates a more liberated atmosphere and students can work without any significant pressure and restrictions. Students. Inclusive systems value the unique contributions students of all backgrounds bring to the classroom and allow diverse groups to grow side by side with the benefit of all.
Teachers, special education and general education, teacher must have mutual respect and open minds toward the philosophy of inclusion, as well as strong administrative support and knowledge of how to meet the needs of students with disabilities. The involvement of a special education teacher is crucial to the success of a combined learning environment.
Community. Educators and school communities need to understand what an inclusive education system is. It's also critical to understand why it is best for students. A critical piece of that is the need to promote inclusive education using best practice approaches that grow all students in lifelong learning. Promoting an education system that includes all children should be the goal of all educational leaders.
No to discrimination. Yes to inclusive education.
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 ABNEGATE. Let's knock away the different discrimination and stereotypes that students with disability cannot be included in the normal classroom setting.
Adapt. Let's work hand in hand to be resilient and be adapted to every child trying to access quality education and live in a happy way.
Accept. Let's rally acceptance towards the diversity of life. Let us accept that each of us has its own characteristics and attributes, which makes us unique from one another.
ABNEGATE.
Adapt.
Accept. Together, let us build a society, more specifically in schools, that differences does not mean a deficiency. Instead, let's create an avenue where everyone is welcome, everyone is accepted, and everyone doesn't feel that I don't belong here.